Hello, welcome and blessings to you all, and welcome to my Libras. This is your monthly reading for July 2018. And as usual, I have been given a couple of messages for you guys prior to me doing anything with the cards, laying down the cards. And the first message that I got for you. Well, let me preface this first by saying that the Creator, your divine, holy team, your spiritual team, really show me you being really and truly grounded in your element of air for July. And the reason I say that is for these two messages that they're giving you. The first one, as I started to mention, was they showed me, and this I believe, so if it's not actually that you're already in this place, this is given to you as a suggestion, a strong suggestion, message from your team, from God. So the first message I was given for you for July was that you are to, if you aren't already, see yourself and be above everything that's going on around you, I guess, this month. Situations, experiences, especially the ones that aren't really to your liking. You are shown to me to become in your element if you aren't already there. Stay in your element of air, meaning rise above any emotions at this point, because where you will find your grounding and your stability is by really fully embodying your air quality, your ability to balance your mental, balance your mind. And at least for this month, you are essentially, they're saying, do not allow you. Right now, your world, and maybe the world really at large, is deep, like swimming in emotions. And they just show me the entire ocean, and I mean all over the world, all the oceans all over this world. They're showing me that's how much watery, emotional energy is going around right now. It's that huge. It's on that type of mega scale. And almost everyone is kind of caught up in if not knee deep, they're almost drowning in it. Not saying there's anything wrong with emotions. In fact, just the opposite. But emotions are not for drowning in. They're for understanding their purpose, why they're coming to you, why you're feeling them, and then knowing mentally and physically and otherwise what to do about it. Not to stay in your feelings, essentially. Feelings are good. They are a navigation tool, but you will continue to be lost if you only stay in your feelings. So they're showing me you, true to form, are to be above this. And what they showed me as well was you can be considered, and if you're not feeling like you're there, consider yourself as a seagull flying over the shores of this ocean, this beach, just over the what do you call it? The shores where water meets earth. You're flying right over those shores. You're not coming down. You're just gliding. It's easy for you up there. You're just flying above it all. And doing that, in doing that, you're keeping yourself out of the mess. This isn't forever. This isn't for always. It's for this month, because the energies are that deep, and that there's that much quagmire and almost like quicksand the water is around you, and in your lives for this month. So they're just saying, they showed me the seagull and told me all of that, and saying that you need to just make sure you stay strong in your element and be that seagull and glide. I mean, there's really no effort. You're just above. You're really not in a snobby way or in an elitist way, but you are just above it all. The emotions, I believe they're telling me that you've mastered those at this point. You don't need to stay in those for this month. You know the deal. You know the direction that you have to be going in. So rise up, fly, glide like that seagull. That's the first part. And the sense that I'm getting from what they're giving me, this seagull example, is just, this seagull is so at ease. It's literally one of those seagulls that you see almost flying still, like it's not moving, because it's just gliding on the currents of the air and just enjoying and riding the waves of the air. It has no issues. It's not worrying about catching fish below in the water. It's just in its element. A bird above it all. And a bird, as you all can figure, has a much better and broader view of everything. So that's why they're saying to stay there. Stay in that position for this month. Second part sort of seems to relate to the first. They also, what they showed me was you on a raft in this ocean, but it's not, your body is not touching any part of this water. It's not like a lifesaver raft, one of those round lifesaver rafts. It's actually one of those long, pillowed body rafts, so that none of your body touches the water. And they're saying that even when you're not as buoyed up as, a bird, for instance, or a seagull, and feeling like you're able to glide so smoothly above everything, make sure that you still stay above the emotional energies going on around you at this time. And they're showing me that you'll very well be able to do this by grounding your root chakra, which is the red, ruby red chakra, pure, brilliant red. Work either in meditation with those, do some research on the root chakra and how you can best ground those energies and expand those energies, but you're really going to need to be grounded for this month and stay out of getting sucked in and staying into your emotions. Yeah, and I'm not sure exactly what your trigger is that might want to have you stay stuck in your feelings, or just kind of swirl around in the same old thing, and not really be able to get a clear head on it. But they're saying use this whatever, this life raft of your root chakra, the things that have you secure, the things that you know secure you in this world, that where you feel comfortable and secure. That's what they're asking you to use as a buoy, as a life raft, so that you just don't go there this month. You don't get sucked into your feelings. You've mastered that part. You don't need to stay there. You have your emotional direction for this month. Now just put it into balance in your mind so that you can take action on it. So those are the two initial messages I've gotten for you. So let me go ahead now and get into your cards and see what they have to say. And these are pre-shuffled, but let's see what your divine team and the creator say for you, want you to know for this month of July. What's in store for you and what they would like you to know for this month, July 2018. The second card out of the deck. Look at that. Look at her position. It's not on the ground. It's above it all. Third card, another mental mind card. Okay, so let's see. Make some room. Now, the reason I have to make room this time is because I was guided for you guys for this month to go ahead and pull some cards for your timeline for this month. And I don't always do that. I generally do not do that for monthly readings. I usually only do a timeline draw with cards when I'm doing personal readings. So, but I was guided to do this for you, so let's have at it. All right, so first card for July is the general situation for this month for you, the overarching theme for this month, and it is acceptance. Yeah, they're saying for you to, even though your natural energy or your natural home is of, the air quality, the mind quality, that you are going to need to, like I mentioned initially in your message, you are going to need to reach out and ground yourself. Find good ways of grounding yourself. And one way, as I mentioned, was to do that through your root chakra. So true to Libra form, you're going to have to do a balance this month. Yes, you need to stay above everything that's going on, but at the same time, you need some kind of tether while you're here in this on Earth, in this 3D realm, and you need something to keep you at least aware of situations and this reality so that you can deal within it. You don't want to get so lost in the mind that you don't know what's going on. So they're saying find a way to, even though you're staying up there, those are your marching orders for this month. You're staying up there, tether yourself while you're up there and gliding around. You tether yourself somehow to this earth so that you do stay grounded. Because even though it doesn't seem like it, it will help you stay free from wallowing in your emotions. Or not necessarily even your emotions, in the emotional energies that are going on around you that are really overwhelming this month. It'll help you grounding yourself and allowing yourself to be in your natural element, of your mental space. Your mind will actually be your surefire best bet for this month. So then we come to the foundation or the root of your overarching theme this month. And this is Aurora, which I've already shown you. And it's interesting because of the initial message. I do want to read what's on this card, and then I'll go into it for you. It says, "You are flying high right now, which may threaten others, but don't descend, because others will soon become inspired by your example." Yeah. So, as I mentioned previously, this is the reason that this has even come about is because you're being divinely protected. This is your divine guidance, at least a part of it, for this month. Stay in your element. And I'm seeing everything about this is that the reason this is coming about is because God wants to guide you in protecting you, really. This is for your protection for this month. And as I said, I got the sense that, I was really given the fact that this is to protect you from God's protection from the things that you could get caught up in that would really be to your detriment, that would serve you not at all, and really give you a hard time, backtrack you, take you off of your path. So anyway, that's what this is. But this is also reminding me of both, again, to stay high, above everything, get that bird's eye view, but also don't forget to tether so that you know what's going on and you can still relate in a positive way to your life and those around you. Okay. Next also lends again to your initial message, and this shows what you're wanting this month, what your core desire is for this month. And this is Layla. And the reason God stepped in and is guiding you in this manner is because your desire is everything about your desire card screams calm energy to me. Well, I shouldn't, it's an oxymoron, but it does really exude calm energies to me. And they're saying that's really what you want. That's your desire in all of this that's going on. You just want to stay in peace. You want especially mental peace. And the only way to have mental peace is to be emotionally at peace. That's why God stepped in with this. Here's what you do if this is what you want. Okay? Yeah. See how calm and easy and peacefully she is contemplating whatever it is that she needs to contemplate. There's no stress. Look where she is in regards to all of the ocean around her, all of the water. She's not in it. She's above it, and she's still grounded through that rock below her. And at any minute, especially if those waters, that sea, those emotions below, surrounding her and below her, start to get riled up, those angel wings on her back, she puts them to use. So, yeah, this month is a good practice in balancing your natural state of the mental energies, as well as dipping your toe into earthly and practical and logical energies, the grounding energies. So it's, and I feel like you are not going to have a problem with that, especially this month. Because it is, the main focus is in your element. So perfect. Even though we are in this Cancerian season where some people, maybe most people that aren't Cancers, really feel at such a deep level. And I'm getting the sense that it's not just the normal Cancerian season. Maybe also because, and I'm not too fully into these, but I do know a little bit about the astrology of the new moon. Well, we just went through the new moon and the partial eclipse coming up, and then there's another, I believe, either solar or lunar event, all within this month of July, I believe. So, yeah, with those strong energies occurring, and it being Cancerian season, which is all about water and emotions and sensory feelings, this can generally be quite a ride, a rough ride for some people if they don't know how to ride these waves of energies and emotions. But you're being given all of the tools right here. Even with the initial messages and these first few cards, you've got the tools to handle this. Okay, so anyway, keep up your good balance, your natural ability to balance things. And this month for you, it's balancing, like I said, your mental world and your earthly, grounded world. Yeah, that's what you need to do. So next shows me, this is the position of your luck, what you have going for you, what's already in your flow. And this is see the other person's point of view, Avalokitesvara. And this is showing me, wow, yes, like I've said, you've already, there's a lot of water energy flowing from this card. But it's also saying, especially since it's in your luck position, and as I was picking up earlier, you've already mastered your watery energies, your emotions. So that's what you have going for you this month. And they show me you've mastered these, your emotions, these energies through compassion. So that's what you have going for you. That's good. Okay. Now, what your obstacle or what you have to work on for this month is fresh air. What all it's showing me is that well, a couple of things. When you are not floating and gliding over all of the emotions that we are kind of wallowing in down here on Earth, they want you to get away. They want you to get away and kind of stay away from what you don't need to delve back into your feelings or allow other people's emotional dramas to get you. So when you're not, again, in your element, when you're not in your mind and in air and floating around up there and gliding, they want you to do more of. And this is another great way to ground yourself. Do more of practical things. And as I said, one good way to do that, do more practical things, is by grounding your energies. And one other great way besides working with your root chakra energies and developing those and strengthening those energies within your body is to actually get up and get outside and let nature do it for you. Just a good simple walk in nature will do that for you. Will at least help you in that area, grounding your energies. And then, so that's what they're showing me. You're going to have to, it may come across as a challenge because maybe not all of you are used to, specifically and purposely carving out time just to get out in nature, just to go for a nature hike or a nature walk. And if it's not your normal MO, make it your normal MO for this month. They're showing me that yes, you guys may be busy during this month, but it's a necessity. That's your challenge this month. Well, at least part of your challenge. They're showing me that you've got some, I don't know what these loose ends are, but in general, you'll know them when they come up, or maybe you already know them as I say loose ends that need to be tied up. But there are several this month that you're going to need, several things that you're going to need to take care of this month. There's a lot going on. Not only a lot of energies, emotional energies going on, but a lot of just different areas of your life that just need some cleaning up. Yeah. And I have a feeling that the sense that I'm getting, the areas most that need to be, that have some loose ends attached to them, it mainly has to do with spiritual things for you. It has to do with your spirituality. That's the way they're giving it to me, so I'll leave it at that. Yeah. I'm not sure. There are various things, but they're saying that it is spiritual for you. Some things that have just kind of been laying for too long that just need some attention. Yeah. So, excuse me. Now, this is the card that shows what outside or other influences are affecting this situation or you this month, or your general overarching theme for this month, without you having much of a say in it or control over it, and that's crystal. This month is going to really buoy your faith. That's what they're showing me. Everything that you're being guided to do this month, and that you will do this month, is really going to bolster you in faith. If you've been struggling maybe for how do you get to that stance and place of pure faith without having to fake it, or maybe you've been going back and forth, wishy-washy. Sometimes you kind of believe, sometimes you don't believe. You're not going to have to do that much longer, because your faith muscle is being strengthened through everything that's happening with you this month. Okay, so that's a beautiful thing. Next card is God's guidance and advice for you for this month. And this is positive change. And that's Pavarotti, you see there. I'm sorry, not Pavarotti, the singer, but Parvati. Okay, so, yeah. They're showing me that with you following their instructions for grounding yourself and figuring out different ways to ground your energy, and because that will help you feel more secure and stable and anchored while you are floating around up there and flying around up there. You doing that, you following their instructions and grounding yourself and working with earthy, practical energies, that's shifting everything for you. It's bringing in energies that have fortunes attached to them. is what they're showing me. Fortunes that you can't conceive of yet, but they're good. They're positive and welcoming additions to your life. You've got treasures coming, Libra. So make sure you're grounded enough to accept them and welcome them in, okay? Next we have the card that shows your greatest strength for this month. What tools you have in your kit to pull out as strength, that you already have with you as strength for this month. And this is Archangel Gabriel. Your greatest strength this month is your ability to communicate. I'm just remembering, you got that is a natural characteristic of Libras or any air sign. You guys are great communicators. And they are showing me that this is a skill, a gift. They're also telling me arbitration, but I'm not sure in regards to what. But they're showing me that you are going to need this to pull this talent out of your toolbox this month of communication, your ability to communicate well and balanced and logically. And maybe that's why they're saying arbitration. But I'm also getting that they're showing me that for many of you, the surroundings where you'll need to do this and use this strength is in a social setting. Maybe in a courtroom type of scenario, court case. Hence why I was being given arbitration, but for most of you, I get that it's more of an arbitration in a social setting. But I wouldn't be able to, that's all I'm getting for that at this point. Yeah, the energies aren't giving me more specifics than that it's a social setting where you'll need to arbitrate and pull out your good communication skills, be that mediator. And since this isn't a personal reading, I can't hone in on the specifics of, because for you, want more specifics, but there are so many Libras out there that if this were a personal reading, I would be able to pick that up right away. But since there's so many of you guys, it could be a number of different scenarios. But I do get that it is in a social setting. Not maybe a few of you, a handful of you, it would be in, like I said, a courtroom or a court case. Maybe there are lawyers that are watching this. And it's relating to a pivotal case reading. But other than those few, it's in just a regular social setting for you, around friends or coworkers or, that type of thing, or family members. So that's your greatest strength for this month. And then, actually, before I get to the outcome card, let me go through your timeline, which they guided me to give you. All right, so this first card tells me, in regards to your overarching theme, which was you using your scales and balancing your air and earth qualities, or i.e. your mind and your practical abilities, balancing those in the scales. That's the theme for this month. So this card tells me timeline wise, where you were in regards to your general theme for this month. And this shows me where you were about, I would say, anywhere from 2 months up to a year ago. And this card is family. Let's see. This does have to do with there were some situations during that time, and I'm getting it was further in the past, so closer to a year ago, where you've had to, you kind of got an initial taste of the need to do this, balance those scales, fly above, while kind of still having to technically be anchored in the situation because you are tied to your family. You showed me that there were some things happening within your family that may not have been, I guess, pleasant, may not have, what are they giving? Some unwanted things happening in your family unit that gave you one of your first tastes, at least in a long time, of needing to have this type of energy within yourself, of needing to fly high enough above the circumstance, but also still be able to understand and help what's going on in the situation so that you can help yourself and those you care about through it. But not, that's the thing, but not being attached most emotionally. I'm not sure exactly what that was, but they're showing it was probably a tense family situation. That's the way I'm getting it. So this next card shows me where you were in regards to this situation about a month ago, and this is life purpose. So there were there were 2 incidents that happened within the last month or so, give or take, that occurred. And this isn't necessarily tied to this family situation, although it could be, that happened a while ago. This is more recent. 2 events that occurred in the last month-ish that really showed you that you needing to be in this scale, balanced scale situation, float above so that you can see better, but still, be practical in the situation. That is your life purpose. Beyond anything that you already know is part of your life purpose, whether that's, part of your life purpose is to, you're, say, an accountant, that part of your life's purpose is to help people with, the energy of finance and money. Or you're an attorney and you know that your part of your life's purpose is to, help people, help the underdog, arbitrate for those who can't speak up for themselves. Aside from that, they're talking about, and I believe this relates to this tying up of some loose ends spiritually. They're saying that there were two things that happened within this last month that are showing you your life purpose. That has to do with you really balancing the scales within yourself and how to do that. But you doing that is spiritually your life's purpose, your main and major life's purpose. Whereas you might have thought of that and your ability to do that as something kind of foo-foo, and it's just, it's just a part of my nature and blah, blah, blah. Being a Libra, whatever, it's not a big deal, it's just who I am. No, that is just who you are for a specific reason. Because being able to do that isn't everybody's strong suit. And you being able to be that one to do that, especially for other people, for instance, like this family situation that may have come up a while ago, somebody has to be that person that can do this, that can really see from a better vantage point and specifically, properly, and intelligently communicate to these folks back down here in this quagmire, just lost, and whether they're squabbling it out or whatever it is, lost in their feelings. You being the one to be able to balance and mediate everything because you have the better vantage point is, wow. I mean, that's a gift. That in itself is a life purpose. That's why you are here. That's a huge spiritual gift. Otherwise, we'd all, if we had no real mediators, no common sense grounded, practical, able to put it into a practical solution, mediators, things could get more out of control than they are now. We'd be languishing without that grounded voice of reason. So they're showing me that there were two things that happened last month that shows you that really is your life purpose. I feel it started maybe a year ago with the family, but you might not have recognized what was going on then. But recently there were two incidents or two somethings that happened, or maybe two people that really called it into focus for you that there may be more to this for me than I've realized up to now. And that it is your life purpose. Okay, next card, it shows your current energies in regards to this general theme. Yeah, and this is freedom, Hina. This is just saying that right now you are feeling liberated. I don't know why this is really coming across strong for you guys right now, that you're feeling in a state of freedom. And I have a feeling, especially for those of you who are already in the position of God's guidance and your team's guidance to you of being that seagull, that's freeing. And even though, look at this, even though this is not a seagull, if you can see here in this upper corner, that bird, it's an ibis, but still same type of deal. I really feel that because you're up there, for those of you who are already embodied in God's guidance about the seagull, that has liberated you, so that and it's given you that liberated feeling. You feel free, which is leading you to almost feel on top of the world. But for those of you, that's for those of you who are already there. And otherwise, for the rest of you, this is where you're going to be at some point this month. Because, I mean, you have been freed by you, buoying yourself in this manner, like this seagull, so that you can free others that are still kind of, languishing down in the emotions and stuck in their feelings, as we like to say. So those are current energies. But like I said, for some of you that haven't already been embodying the advice of the seagull, you'll get there this month, if you're not right now. Okay, next shows where you will be in the next month or so in regards to your general energy for this month, your overarching theme. And this is mother, wife, sister, daughter, Lady Nada. They're giving me that because of your doing this, being above everything, being above the fray, and while at the same time being practical enough to be grounded in the manner you need to stay grounded in, because of that, and because of your luck card position, whatever, of already having mastered your emotions through compassion, you're going to be able, excuse me, you are going to be able to bring a third component back into your situation without having to do anything. And it's not, and it is the water element, but you're not going to be in it. Like I said, you've already mastered that. You've already got your grip on how to deal with emotions. They're showing me that this other element, so far this month, you're working with air, your mental abilities, and earth, your grounding, practical energies. And that's where you're pretty much staying this month. But they're saying, coming up soon, after this month, within the next month or so, month or two, I would say, that this element of water is coming back in for you. Your emotions will be coming, you'll be working with emotions again on a more personal scale, but in a way that you are able to juggle all three, the air, the earth, and the water. And it's to do with compassion. That's the only element that this reading is talking about when it comes back in for you, emotions and feelings, and you were having to work with those closely again. The only element of the emotions they're showing me that's coming up for you are those that deal with compassion, not any kind of energies that will pull you down or have you wallowing or stuck in your feelings or any of that. Like I said, you've been there, you've done that, you're good on that. Only thing you're getting back in touch with soon, not this month, like I said, this is a month out, not this month, but coming up shortly after this month, I would say, what is this, July? August, that you're going to be getting back into this emotion-wise, but the only emotion you'll really strongly be working with is compassion for your life purpose, because it is necessary when you're dealing with mediation and things like that. It's necessary. And not that you don't have it, but for this month of July, you're above everything and anything to do with emotions right now. You just don't deal with them. You've already got that under your belt. Now just use your mind to ground, to balance things out there, and ground your energies, ground yourself to the situation so that you can deal with them properly. And then you're going to bring in other energies, compassion, so that you can work in an even more practical manner with your life's purpose, and better deal with these very sometimes volatile and emotional energies happening. Okay, and then your final timeline card shows what's coming up for you in the next, I would say after 2 months, I would say September, from September up to a year from now, in regards to your general theme. And this is Fiona. And this literally shows you being a protected earth angel. And I say protected because I'm not sure if you guys know specifically what earth angels mean, but these are literal, it's just as it sounds like. These are people, regular, not etheric or ethereal angels that God sends to help us, and that show up in our dreams or in our minds, or that we see in these paintings. But actual people walking around that you can see, touch, hear, all of that, that are actually here as God's angels on earth, physical angels, to help, again, life purpose, to mediate with your ability to go so far above everything and see everything and wisely integrate it and bring it back down into practicality for situations. That's an earth angel. That's where you're heading. This is who you are. Fully integrated earth angel. You're just getting your wings through this entire process, through what's happening this month and everything leading up to about a year from now. Thank you, earth angels. Thank you, my Libras. And then for your outcome card, this doesn't really have much to do with the timeline. It's more to do with your general theme for the month, which was this card. And your outcome card, which follows the flow of this entire reading, is Desiree. And what this tells me is that your ability to, what's the word I'm looking for? To really harness emotions for what they are and in the right way. Are going to really liberate other people and help them do the same. You're having liberated yourself from staying in your emotions, or staying in, or getting stuck in emotions, is liberating others so that they see more clearly so that they are not stuck in this negative energies or energy of negative emotions, really, so that they can see more clearly what emotions are for and how to best use them, how to practically use them to get solutions and get things done, to get to where they need to go, instead of just wallowing and going through the same thing over and over and pulling others down with them, that type of thing. You're clearing things up for a lot of people because you're an earth angel. So, on behalf of all of the non-earth angels, thank you, Libras, and have a blessed July. Talk to you soon.